Namibia's president, Hage Geingob, has died at the age of 82 while receiving a medical treatment in the capital, Windhoek, in Namibia. Now, this has been released from the president's office, and they have also revealed that he has been diagnosed with cancer. And the president has shared the details last month to the people. Hello, I am Mahlet, Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. Now, this sad news have been heard or released this morning from Namibia. Now, let's just dive into it. This is Hage Geingob. We all remember him, recently in South Africa's genocidal intent claim against Israel. He was one of the supporters of the from African country, while most of them are through the organization of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Namibia was the only exception that supported South Africa, but not a member of this organization. And we also remember him because in this case of South Africa against Israel at the ICJ, he has defended, South Africa, or kind of, accused Germany. Germany defended Israel, and then he said, you don't have, basically, you have no right to say so because Germany has committed a massacre or a genocide against the Horero and Nam tribes in Namibia and have not apologized and paid the reparation for that. So you have no moral grounds. That's how the Namibia's president Hage Geingob has shut off Germany in that case. So that was a recent memory for the African people, most of them who have been following this case. But now, how he died, let's get into it, and I'm gonna read through that. But while I do this, the thing is how he died, and then I'm going to put some questions, with regards to this. Why most of the African leaders are dying in their office? Is it because people love them, as they say, or is it, is it because there's a lack of manpower or skilled person who is, good enough to be a leader of the nation? What does, the power vacuum usually brings when they die in their office? I'll try to answer those questions, beyond just informing you the death of the president, all right? But let me just tell you first how he died. Now, the president of Namibia, Hage Geingob, is dead. It's a presidential release this morning. And now it reads like this, it's quotation open. It's with utmost sadness and regret that I inform you that our beloved Dr. Hage Geingob, the president of the Republic of Namibia, has passed on today. Now, this is quotation closed, a statement signed by the acting president of Nangolo Mbuma, okay? Is now the president, Mr. Gengob, had been in the US briefly for treatment therapy for cancerous cells, but died late Saturday, a few days after his return to continue receiving treatment in Namibia. So he died yesterday, but the public was informed today, probably. Now, he died at the Lady Pohamba Hospital with his wife and his children by his side. Again, quotation opens, it says in the statement, his medical team, as I informed the nation only yesterday, has been trying its utmost best to ensure that our president recovers. Regrettably, notwithstanding the team's spirited effort to save his life, sadly, fellow Namibians, President Gengob had passed on. That's what, quotation closed. Now, the acting president has urged Namibia'S to remain calm and collected while the government attends to all necessary state arrangements, preparation, and other protocols. The thing is, because this will help me later on to to the questions that I'm going to raise. So I'm just going to leave it here, and come back to you to answer those questions. Now, if you ask me now, the reflection for me is that why most of our African leaders die in their office. Is it because it's rare in the rest of the world, isn't it? But when it comes to Africa, it's very common. And one of the reasons, according to researchers, one of the reasons that are given for this is that, they don't leave power because they say people want them to stay. Is this true in the countries that you are staying? I will just leave it to you, for you to comment, to share your answer in the comment section. But you know uh, now when we come to, is it because they stay old? Is it because there is a disadvantage before they come to power because of health issues? What is it really? Now I'm going to go and share with you like a study by Simon Allison. He's a correspondent of the Guardian of South Africa, but he has done, I think, a very good job, and I'm going to share that with you. Look, let me just read this to you. Why do so many African leaders die in office? Now, this research was done, just, I want to remind you, between 2008 and 2010, okay? When I'm going to tell you something, when the Yoweri Museveni of Uganda came to power, you know what he said? That was like some more than 40 years ago. He said that, one of the things what he don't like is that many African leaders stay too long in power. But, after 40 years, he's still in power. And in his seventh term, I don't think even Uganda has election for that matter. But he's a different case because mostly they say he has wisdom. Now he's the most experienced leader in East Africa and in the Great Lakes region. So there are, leaders who get benefits from his advice because he has been too long in power, and even helped some African leaders in the region to come to clinch to power. Okay, now let me go, without further ado, Simon Allison's study. Look, this is what it says. Now, it's rare for the leader of a country to die in office. Now, since 2008 until 2012, actually, it's like 4 years. Do you know how many African leaders died in office? 10 African leaders died in office. Now, in general, in the world, it's very less, and it's even very rare. But in Africa, it seems common. Now, in 2012 alone, you have Ethiopians, the Ethiopian Prime Minister Mahlet Zenawi. You have the John Atta Mills of Ghana. You have also Malawi's Binguwa Mutarika, and you have Guinea-Bissau's Malam Bakai Sanha. So all these 4 leaders only in 2012, but from 2008 to 2012, 10 African leaders have died. So when he puts it in statistics, 13 times more the African leaders are more likely to die in office. Now, as I said, the reasons that are given are they really, is it, as I say, because people love them? Now, look, the average African leader is most of the African leaders are, between above 60, let's put it that, but it can reach up to 90 years old. Okay. Now, the other thing what we have to, of course, consider is that the life expectancy in Africa. Some of them even they stay as long as the life expectancy in their country, or for the citizens that they govern. If it's 6 years old, maybe they are there for 50 years old, or some of them, they are president ever since the country, got their independence. Another reason what you can give is just childhood and, poverty, disadvantage in life. they have some health complication, and then they come to power, then they have the medical treatment which is much more far from the people, that the nations that they live. They can go outside and get treatments, but again, if it's too complicated, still they might prolong their life, but they will just end up dying in office. These are some of the reasons, but for some it's not really the right reason. For example, and then one thing that you have is that now the power vacuum, when they die, for some countries it's an advantage, maybe a good leader will come up, but for some it will provoke a coup d'etat. That's not what that's not liked or welcomed by the people. Now, just to give you some background, some of the African leaders, sorry, it could be more, but like I found 7 African leaders who are aged more than 70 years old. You have Paul Biya of the Cameroon. He's 90 years old. Okay. You have Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast. You might see him in every AFCON games, the African Cup of Nation, in the stadium, sitting and relaxing, watching games. Okay. That's one of the things. Maybe he can prolong his life, but he is 81 years old. Now, number 3, you have Teodoro Mbasongo. He's from the Equatorial Guinea. He's again 81 years old. You have also Zimbabwe's Emerson Mnangagwa. He's 80 years old. Now, Nana Akufo-Addo, he's 79 years old, or even 80 maybe. No, 79 years old maybe. No, now 1944, he will be 80 actually this March. Yoweri Museveni, he's 78 years old. Okay, and Algeria's Abdelmajid Tebboune, he is 77 years old. There could be more. If there is more, please drop it in the comment section. But these are some aged leaders and who have no plan at all to leave power, and who, even if they go, maybe they are trying to appoint their sons. Who have no plan at all to leave power. So this is, our reality. Now, the question I want you to look at is that, first of all, in terms of a disadvantage, you have, he has, a history of health complication. Look, before he came to power, he was prostate cancer, if I'm not mistaken. I read that. So brain surgery, and then a prostate cancer, aortic surgery. These are a number of things that that he has gone through, which is not really easy. So has complications, why not to leave power and give it to somebody else? Is it because you want to have that presidential funeral? I don't know, but it's a question that he like me, and it's the right time to ask it, I think. But all in all, rest in peace, President Hage Gengob. But before I leave, I want to ask you this question: why African leaders die in office? Is it their lifestyle? Is it the lust for power? And then the third question is it really because people love them, as most of them gives a reason? Is it because there's a lack of leadership in Africa? Some of them also give that reason. And then what happens to the power vacuum? Do you think that really because they're loved, and if they leave, there is no one coming up. Does the power of vacuum, is it an advantage, a disadvantage for the African people? Let us know in the comment section. Thanks again for tuning in. We all wish to rest in peace, and we send our condolences to our brothers and sisters in Namibia. But you can also share with us what kind of president Hage Geingob was. I'm pronouncing it in a Dutch way, Gengob, but I think Gengob may be the English way. Anyway, what kind of president he was to you? You can share it in the comment section. Thanks again, for tuning in. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you like what we bring, if you give it thumbs up, and also share the video with others. Let's empower each other with information and knowledge as you help us. Also, the YouTube algorithm. If you want to help us further, please go ahead and donate to our PayPal account. You can find it in the description section. I will also pin it in the comment section. Thanks again. It's a ciao for me for now.